It's probably nothing, but every few years someone claims to have found an alien. Not a signal, not a strange light in the sky, a body. Something physical, something you can point a camera at. Proof. And we want to believe it. In 1995, a black and white film appeared that supposedly showed the autopsy of a creature recovered from the Roswell crash. The footage showed a body lying on a table. It was not human. Humanoid, yes, but not human. Large head, thin limbs. The doctors moved carefully under bright surgical lights, and it looked real. This was in 1995. This was Alien Autopsy, fittingly hosted by First Officer William T. Riker of Jonathan Frakes fame. It aired on television around the world, debates erupted, experts argued, and for a brief moment, it seemed like we might be looking at something extraordinary. Years later, Ray Santilli, the producer of the film, admitted the footage had been staged. A prop, a reconstruction, maybe, because the story keeps evolving, which makes it harder to know what we're really looking at. But what was on the tape? It wasn't an alien. But the story didn't end there, because once the internet arrived, the alien bodies kept piling up. In 1996, a man named Jonathan Reed claimed he had encountered something in the woods. According to Reed, the creature attacked him. He said he killed it with a tree branch, and it was self-defense. The video shows a small figure wrapped in foil. Later, another clip appears to show the body stored inside a freezer. Photos appeared later. An alien bracelet, covered in strange symbols. The footage circulated wildly online and became known as the Jonathan Reed alien encounter. But the story around it keeps changing. Names changed, credentials changed. The evidence never quite held together. Then in 2011, another alien appeared. This one was found half buried in the snow in Russia. A small body, had a large head, thin limbs, and an oddly human shape. The video spread rapidly across the internet. For days, people wondered if someone had actually found something strange in the Siberian wilderness. But the mystery didn't last long. Two teenagers later admitted they had made the creature themselves, with bread and chicken skin, and a disturbingly creative sense of humor. The so-called Siberian alien body hoax was just another internet prank, and sometimes the videos don't come from Earth at all. In 2010, a series of videos appeared online claiming to reveal the existence of a secret lunar mission. This was Apollo 20. And it was wild. The Apollo astronauts found a massive alien craft on the moon, and inside it, a body, a mummified humanoid woman. She was lying on a table, her skin dried, fragile, thin tubes running into her nose, but almost perfectly preserved. The uploader called her the Mona Lisa of the moon. But the story unraveled quickly. Apollo 20 never existed. Officially. The Apollo missions had been cancelled years earlier, but the video circulated regardless. Today it's known as the Apollo 20 Mona Lisa alien hoax. And then there's one more clip that still makes the rounds online. A thin, gray figure sitting under dim light. Large eyes, subtle movements. At one point, the creature even blinks. The footage appeared in 2011. It appeared on a mysterious YouTube channel. No explanation, no context. Just fragments of what looked like archival film. The internet gave the creature a name. Skinny Bob. The videos remain some of the strongest alien footage on the internet, But most investigators agree the likely explanation is much simpler. Careful animation. And there's dead giveaways that it's modern footage digitally altered to look archival. The videos are now known collectively as the Skinny Bob footage. It's fun, but there's a pattern. For decades now, alien bodies keep appearing on television, VHS tapes, YouTube, each one just convincing enough to start a conversation. Eventually, every one of these stories runs into the same problem. The closer people look, the less certain the evidence becomes. But there's something interesting about these stories, because if you line them up in order, the aliens seem to change. It's not based on biology, it's based on our technology. Early aliens came from film canisters and television specials. Later, they arrived on VHS tapes. Today, they upload themselves directly to YouTube, which is an interesting migration pattern. In the 1990s, aliens looked like movie props. Rubber skin, bright surgical lighting, a set that looked like it came straight from a television studio. That's what people knew how to make. That's what we thought it should look like. Then the camcorder era arrived. Grainy silhouettes, shaky footage, terrible lighting. Filmed in forests and garages and freezers. Exactly the kind of footage a camcorder could produce. Then the internet arrived, and alien bodies started appearing in places that felt more viral. A strange body in the snow. A blurry clip that spreads across the forums, filmed on whatever they had available. Something weird enough to pass around online, but simple enough that anyone could have found it. Or made it. And once digital effects became commonplace, the aliens blinked. That's new. They moved naturally. Animated faces, subtle shoulder movements, a head tilt, with old film scratches composited on top. The modern footage took on an archival look, and it's just convincing enough. And that's the strange thing about alien bodies. They always seem to look exactly like whatever technology we have available to fake them at the time. In the 90s, they looked like television props. In the camcorder era, they looked like camcorder footage. And once CGI became readily accessible, the aliens started looking a little more alive. But the pattern never changes. Someone finds a body. The footage spreads. People debate. And eventually, they become less convincing. And if you're willing to investigate these things, it gets a little uncomfortable. Because if aliens really were visiting Earth, if their spaceship crashed, if bodies were being recovered across the globe, what would the evidence really look like? Shaky videos? Internet uploads? There'd probably be some consistency. That doesn't mean aliens don't exist. I'm the last person who will claim that. I'm pretty sure it means what is out there online, though, those aren't aliens. You know what, though? Just because those videos don't show aliens, that doesn't mean they don't exist. The universe could be teeming with life. There are hundreds of billions of galaxies, each with hundreds of billions of stars. And almost every star has a planet orbiting it. We now know this because of missions like the Kepler Space Telescope. In just a few years, Kepler has helped confirm that planets are not rare. They're everywhere. Gas giants, frozen worlds, ocean worlds, rocky planets. Some of them sitting in the narrow region around their stars where liquid water could exist. Right there, in the habitable zone. Which means the ingredients for life might actually be common. And if the ingredients are common, life itself might not be unusual. Maybe simple life appears all the time. Maybe complex life evolves with some frequency. Maybe intelligent civilizations emerge every so often. Intelligent life probably exists outside of our tiny blue dot. So where is everybody? That's the Fermi paradox. But the thing that bugs me about that equation, at least in its original form, is that it assumes we all had the same starting point. The oldest galaxies are almost as old as the universe itself, but galaxies are still forming. The starting position is offset. That's a timing problem. Human civilization has only been detectable for a very short time. Radio broadcasts, television signals, radar, these kinds of signals leak into space. We've only been producing those for about a century. That means our signals have only traveled about 100 light years, which sounds far until you compare it to the size of the galaxy. The Milky Way is roughly 100,000 light years across. Our detectable bubble is tiny, a thin ripple in a very large ocean, and that's assuming anyone is even listening. Civilizations might rise, discover science, build technology, broadcast into space, and then disappear, all over the galaxy, millions of years apart. Two intelligent species might exist in the same galaxy and never know it. They're neighbors separated by time, not distance. Dead aliens are all over the internet, seemingly. I'm not in the business of telling anyone what to believe. I want to believe this stuff too. But this isn't a documentary channel. It's entertainment. I love this content. A strange figure in a freezer, a creature in the snow, a blinking face from an anonymous archive. Convincing until you zoom in. Everything I've seen so far is an evolution of cameras, of software, of storytelling. The universe doesn't evolve with our technology. It's far too old for that. Civilizations may rise, discover science, look out into the night sky, and wonder if anyone else is out there. And maybe the answer is yes. I want the answer to be yes. Just maybe not at the same time. Alien bodies on the internet? Probably nothing. But a universe with hundreds of billions of galaxies? That's something. So I did want to just take a second and thank everybody for watching. Even if you didn't make it to the end, right now every little bit of viewership actually helps this channel a lot. I swear I will work better at the audio. The plosives were driving me around the bend during the edit. It's gonna drive you around the bend now. The problem is I did batch about 8 episodes of this, so we're gonna have to put up with it a little bit. I think they get better in the later episodes, but I'm very, very sorry about that. Honestly, even if you don't believe this stuff, there is absolutely no reason to not discuss things seriously and see what we can actually get out of these stories. We are aiming for every other Sunday at about 7 p.m. ish, Sunday-ish. There's also a bunch of other cool videos already on the channel. There's not that many, but there's some really good ones there, and I think if you enjoyed this, you might enjoy some of the others. Next episode is actually the companion piece, the sister episode to this one, which is about UFOs, and that one is a lot harder to dismiss things.